Guys, today we're going to do a reverse bleed. We're going to do it on a rear brake, but it would of course work the same on a front brake. I've already got my screw out, and of course make sure that you keep the O-ring on that little screw as it comes out. I'm just saving some time by doing that already, and I have my little cup in here, and I have my cup pretty level. That's going to be helpful. And the whole purpose of a reverse bleed is the fact that when you push, and we're going to show you right down here, hopefully everybody's familiar, there's the little nipple right there. If this thing will focus, I'll put my finger on it right here. There's the little nipple right there. We're going to loosen that up. I'll show you in a minute. We're going to put a hose on it, and we're just going to push brand new fluid through right here, through this line, all the way up to the reservoir and into the cup. And so what we're going to do is basically push all the new fluid through the lines and push at the same time the old fluid out. All the old fluid is going to fill in this cup. And basically, once we start to see some new fluid come in, then we know we're done. And then we're going to cap it with that little cap they give us, that little plug. And then we're going to unscrew everything. Of course, we'll tighten this nipple back, and we're done. And it's really as simple as that. Now, the question is, do you have to take the brake pads out, things like that? The answer is no. The purpose for taking those out is just so you don't get mineral oil all over. But we're just going to cover it. We're going to protect it. The pads work as a great block. So we're just going to leave those in there and just cover it, carefully, and do the reverse bleed. And again, this will work really, really well on a bicycle, obviously with hydraulic brakes, or on a motorcycle. This will work really, really well. And again, if I were to force all the fluid down or do a gravity bleed, you can do it that way, and it's more technical, but I'm going to push air into the line. The reason the reverse is also so nice is because as I push all this old fluid out, all of my air bubbles will be in the very top, because the air is going to rise. So all the air bubbles are going to be in the very top, and the air is going to come out first before all the fluid comes out. And so when I'm basically done, meaning all the fluid's pushed out, the air is out already as well. So that's the beauty of this process. Again, you can do gravity bleeds, and there are other ways to do it, and there's nothing wrong with doing it the other way. It's just a little bit trickier, and you need somebody's help because you have to pump the brakes and things like that. This just works the easiest for one person. So stay tuned, and we'll show you how we hook it all up. Okay guys, so here is my little syringe, and you can buy these very inexpensively at Tractor Supply, like $5 at the most. And I'm hooked it up to my nipple. I've loosened it already, and I'm just going to carefully push this, and it doesn't matter how much I have here. Hopefully, which I know I do, I have more than enough because I can put back whatever I don't use. But we're just going to feed this through the line, and it's going to take, a little bit of time here. But we're just going to slowly feed it through the line, and it takes a little pressure or effort, but we should start seeing, and I want you to film that over there, the cup. Go ahead and film the cup and show them how the cup is filling with fluid. Okay, that fluid is dirty, so we're going to just push all this fluid through, and we're just going to fill that cup way up until we're satisfied that it is clean. And then we're going to tighten everything down, and we are done. If you pan back down here for a minute, you'll notice that I also covered the brake pads so that everything is protected, and you can see everything's pretty clean. And this is a $40 job, and you can do it for very, very little. So that's more than enough of a flush. So what we'll do is stay tuned, and we'll show you the end product. Okay guys, I capped everything off, pulled out that fluid, went ahead and dumped the old fluid, put my cap back in it here, and you can see my brake is nice and tight. I didn't show you beforehand, but the brake was a little bit spongy. If you raise the handlebars, it actually hit the grip here. If you raise the bike, front of the nose of the bike up, the lever came all the way back to the grip, which isn't good. And it just needed some fresh fluid and a bleed. So now, as you can see, we are tight, we are good to go. And I'm gonna do the same thing again with the front one, but it's the same process. Notice everything's tight. There's a little cover, little rubber cover for the nipple. Went ahead and put that back too. But it is as simple as that. A lot of places want $40 per break to bleed this, and you can of course do this very easily with yourself. I did use the Shimano mineral oil. You can get a big jug of it for fairly cheap. So that's my advice. Hope it helps. Take care.